What is going on, guys? Joe Potch here, and welcome back to another video. Oh gosh, I tried to record this video, got 4 minutes into this video, and the thing I'm sitting on just halfway through the video concaved, and I fell. Oh gosh. Okay, anyways, as you can see by the title of the video, welcome back to another hair loss video. Should you worry about hair loss? As you see by the title, that's the title, obviously. Duh. Should you worry about hair loss is something I wanted to cover. This is a video that pertains particularly to men. I'll talk about women, hair loss in women in a little bit, but right now I wanted to talk about men's hair loss, because that we lose hair much more than women ever do. Not to say that women can't lose hair, they do, but they have much of a less chance than us losing hair. So, should you worry about hair loss? Hair is something that's more of an aesthetic to the body. It's not really something that's important. It's not really something that matters. You know, like a limb, your health. Say, you're looking in the mirror and you notice some hair loss. It might be frightening at first, and you're probably going to go through some sort of mental stage where it hurts, where it is mentally exhausting, it is mentally stressful to look at your hair and see that you might have a receding hairline and whatnot. Say you look at your hair and all the symptoms line up with it being a mature hairline. Or they don't, or all the symptoms don't line up with being a mature hairline. It may give you confidence if it is a mature hairline, which a mature hairline is basically the natural balding of men that eventually stops at some point, usually at a Norwood 2.5 to close to a 3, and thought I heard a knock. So mature hairlines stop usually. Now your hair could thin when you're really old, 70, 80. Your hair is probably going to thin some more, but mature hairline is, in terms of recession, usually stops somewhere. So, if you're looking at, if all the symptoms line up with your hair loss with mature hairline, congrats. But at the same time, hair loss is unpredictable. You may have a mature hairline for 20, 30 years, and then you may recede more when you're 40, 50, and whatnot. Hair loss is completely unpredictable and happens in many different ways with everybody. Hair loss is so unpredictable that it's almost not even worth going on the internet to look up what type of hair loss you have if you have hair loss, because it's so different for everybody. The recession rate, how quick you're losing hair, how much you're losing hair, and all these types of things. There's just so many factors that contribute to hair loss. It's not even really worth looking up. Now, it's important to look up, if you're self-conscious about it, but I don't believe you should be self-conscious about it, because it's an aesthetic, as I said. It's not your health, and even how you look. If people are going to make fun of you, they're going to bully you, they're going to harass you, screw them. Because what you think about yourself, the good things that you do, and who you are as a person matters more than this or anything else that's on your body that's an aesthetic. Now, taking care of yourself, being healthy, being fit, good hygiene, that's important. You should always, if people are telling you that you need to up something in that category, then yeah, listen to them. But you shouldn't worry about hair loss at all. It's going to be frustrating. You're going to go through these periods where you're looking at your hair, and every day you wake up and it's just mentally exhausting, it's taxing, it's not fun. It hurts to think about, and you're worried, and I myself wasn't worried about what other people thought of me, because I really don't have a lot of hair loss at all. Maybe some slight temple recession, just maybe, but I don't care what anyone thinks about have hair or don't have hair. If it gets to the point where my hair looks bad, I'll just shave it off and move on. That's the great thing about this. So I remember I always knew growing up that hair loss was a thing. I just never looked at my hair and really studied it to see if I was losing hair. And one day I did. This was about, oh geez, how long was that? 8, 9 months ago. And I looked at it, maybe 7 months ago, and about 8 months. 8 months ago, and I looked at my hair and I saw some slight temple recession. Because Norwood 0, no hair loss at all. You see, there's like a little recession here. Now, if you've never seen hair loss, you don't know what I'm talking about. You might think that looks like normal hair. Juvenile hairline curves like this. Like your hair will stop here, like it curves right here. There's no temple recession. In temple recession, there should be hair like here. There's little that withered away. I was looking at my hair one day and I was looking up hair loss. The thing just concaved again. Not as bad as the first take I tried, but let me focus this. You're gonna look up hair loss things, and you're gonna look at your hair, which is what I did, and I got panicked. I really, really did, because hair was always it wasn't a big part of my life, but I cared about my hair, and I cared about how I thought I looked pretty good with hair. And so I was worried about losing it, and I was worried about it just getting ugly the more it would recess through the years. And this went on for about a month or two, and it was a long month or two, and it wasn't extreme mental pain, but it was pretty annoying and really upsetting sometimes. And I barely have any hair loss. I have no crown thinning or anything. My crown is thick. No, I have temporal recession, but barely any. I'm about a Norwood 1.5-ish. And I can still see there's some hair loss going on. It's still happening, but it's a very slow rate, so I'm thankful for that. So, at the end of the day, what matters is if you're happy in life, you're doing the right things, and you're taking care of yourself and your family and your friends and people that you love, and maybe you're religious or not. That's not for me to decide, but if you are, congrats. But the important things that really matter in life that make a difference in your life, hair doesn't. And so the solitude or the confinement that I found in the confinement, the thing that put me at ease sort of with if I was losing hair was just, if it gets to a certain point where I don't like the look of it anymore, I'm going to shave it all off. And that's a hard mindset to get into when you're losing hair, if you're losing hair, because, nobody wants to lose hair. It's a tough thing. It's tough to go through. And so, to answer the title of the video, should you worry about hair loss? Absolutely not. I get it's a struggle, and I get that you're going to take this title if you're going through hair loss and it's mentally tiring you and weighing you down. You're going to look at this title and think, well, I should worry about it because it's my hair, and that's okay. There hopefully will be a point where your pain stops and it doesn't hurt anymore to look at your hair, and you just don't care. And that's kind of where I still look at my hair every once in a while. I'm like, maybe I'm losing a bit more, but I'm over it mostly because if it gets to the stage that I don't like it, that I don't like to leave it anymore, I'm shaving it off and then I'm moving on. So, and again, like I was saying earlier about hair loss is unpredictable, is that everyone, forehead size, head shape, skull shape affects the way your hair looks. There can be some people that have no hair loss, but they have a really tall forehead or a really long shaped skull, and it looks like their hairline's receding, although that's just where their hair sits on their skull in relation to their head shape and whatnot. So there are so many factors that go into hair loss, and if you're losing hair loss, and I don't want you guys to panic about it. If it's upsetting to look at and whatnot, maybe talk to someone to make you feel better, counselor, psychiatrist, if you want to. But I don't think it's that big of a deal in terms of me. Now, I know there's some people that are crazy about their hair, and then they see hair loss all of a sudden, and they are just bonkers, and they're sad and depressed or whatever, and that's not fun. So, but, I think, sorry, I'm yawning. That was a weird yawn. I think everyone, if every man on earth, their hair was receding, eventually they get to a point where they just shave it off and be done with it. Now, it takes a while because you're paranoid, maybe not about what people think, maybe about what people think, and, you're wanting to get it over with because you think it looks bad and whatnot, and that's when you shave it. That's when you shave it off, if you want to do that. Or just keep it. It doesn't matter. I personally think, I never had a problem with the look of hair, as long as it's not too thick. That looks a bit weird, in my opinion. Nothing wrong with the person. It just doesn't look too good, in my opinion. But, I think, like, completely bald on top and then a faded look or, like, hair on the sides looks okay, depending, if it looks good with, like, a business casual or business professional look. You have a suit and tie, you have that hair. Older people have that, and I don't think that's a big problem at all. So, and there are things you can do to prevent hair loss or slow it down, taking medications, taking drugs, getting hair transplant surgery, all those things. It may not look 100% or like it used to, but it's better than nothing if that's what you want to aim for. So yeah, no, you shouldn't worry about hair loss, and definitely everything will be okay in the end. You just got to push through it. And I thought I wasn't going to get out of the mental pain for a while, and eventually just one day I decided if it gets too bad, I guess to the point where I don't like it, shaving it off and not worrying about it and moving on with life, because there's much more important things to worry about than hair. Now, before I close this video, let's go into the topic about women's hair loss. Women, while men generally recede from the temples back, you see people with advanced hair loss, they'll have these big bald ovals right here that form a widow's peak, this triangle at the hairline, and then these huge round areas of baldness. That's how men typically recede. We recede from the temples back, and women recede from the part in their hair, the middle part, outwards. So if there's a woman that has hair loss or advanced hair loss, you look for those signs, not in the temples, although there might be some recession or some hair loss in the temples. You look for hair loss at their in the middle of their head, at the middle part of their hair. It'll recede out. It'll be thin around the middle of the head. It'll spread out. There may be no hair here, a huge bald spot in the middle, and thin strands of hair. That's just how women lose hair. Men lose hair from the temples back. And if I was to be honest and say which hair loss type looks better in terms of going through all those stages, the Norwood scale, men's, and I'm not being sexist. I'm just saying that, when you recede from here this way, you're losing hair just it's starting out in the middle, in the thick of your hair. And men, we start out kind of in a thin area. There's not a whole lot of hair on the temples, and then it slowly grows back, and you still have a lot of hair in the middle. And while the men's hair loss pattern may look better, women barely lose hair at all. I've seen 80-year-olds, 90-year-olds, 97% of really old elderly women I've seen have no hair loss at all. Really, it might be thin, but I've seen maybe one or two people in my entire life that have the thinning or the balding out pattern, the typical pattern that women have with hair loss. So women, if you're watching this video and you're worried about hair loss, don't look for the temples. Look for this. Look for the hair loss that goes outwards from the middle, from the middle part of the head. The part of the head. I'm not saying just this is a part of the head. It's called the middle part, where you part your hair. You know how you part your hair when you're styling it, whatnot. Look for the middle part and see if it's thinning out or if it's receding here. And then men, look for the temples that go back. I hope you liked this video. If you did, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you want to see next. And again, let me apologize. I'm incredibly sorry for not keeping up with my videos. Like I said, I had in another video, I had a recent switch from night shift to day shift at my job, and it screwed a lot of things up. So, hope you guys liked this video. If you did, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you want to see next, and I will see you guys in the next video or hair loss video. Bye-bye.